Hey there, and welcome to exercise number 58. In this one, we need to write a function named simpleURLParser that receives two parameters. The first one is a string representing a route pattern we're gonna call route. And the second one is also a string representing an absolute URL, but without the protocol or domain name. And we're gonna call this one URL. The function should return true if the URL matches the route pattern. Otherwise, it should return false. And I added a small note below saying that placeholders that start with those double dots here are dynamic and can match any value made up of numbers, letters, or the dash character. Now, I know this might be a bit complicated, so let's look at the examples. I think those will help to clear things up. So below we have a first example. If this is our route, /users, / and then we have those double dots. I actually don't know how they're called in English, if they have a special name or something, but let's just call them double dots for now. So if we have this route and we have this URL, we can see they match, right? So we have users and then this is the user ID, so the output should be true. If on the other hand, this is our route and this is our URL, the output should be false because, as you can see here, we should have a book ID after books, but we don't. And finally, the third example is with a route without any dynamic parameters, and this is the URL, and the output should be true because they match exactly. Now, if you want to solve this exercise for yourself, click on the link in the description. If not, keep watching and we're going to solve it together. I'm going to go here into the right side, into the code area, and the first thing I want to do, or actually before I start coding, let me tell you my thought process. So I want to create a regex that matches the URL, or let's say models, matches the, not the URL, the route, and then two, verify the regular expression matches the URL. So basically, from this route, I want to create a regular expression and then see if it matches the URL. The first thing I want to do actually is I want to split it based on the forward slash. So I'm going to say route parts is route.split, and I have this one. Now that I have those parts here, let's create the regular expression. So I'm going to create regular expression string is. And I think I have to use this character so that it starts at the beginning, and then I have to use this one so it ends. So I want to put like the whole string, it's got to start and then it's got to end here. And here inside I'm going to put the dynamic values. So I'm going to say route parts.map, and let's call this one part. And I'm going to say if part of 0 is not double dots, it's this one, then I know this is not a dynamic parameter. I don't have to do anything with it, so I'm just going to return it, right? Otherwise, I'm going to return, let's return a string that's going to be like this. So I can have, let's look on the left side, I can have numbers, letters, and the dash character. So I can have AZ, then I can have AZ like this, then I can have 09, and I think I can have the dash character should be, I think, like this, and maybe I need to escape it, I'm not really sure. We're gonna see. So we have this, but then I want to put this into some parentheses and say plus, right? So I need to have at least a letter or a digit or this character, right, at least one time. And that's going to be the dynamic part. And then finally, so I'm going to have this character marks the start of the string. This one marks the end. Then I'm going to map, but this one is going to be an array. So I want to do dot join. Can I do dot join here? Yeah, dot join. And then I want to put back the dash, right? Because this one has to come back. So I have this, which looks like it's a good regular expression. Before I test it, let's actually return it. Let's say return regex string. I mean, let's just test our progress so far. So let's just do console log simpleURLParser off. And let's take this one. And I'm going to take this one from here. And let's see, what do we get? So we get this one, then /users, then /, then we have AZ09 dash. This looks good. Plus, and then the end of the string. Okay, this looks legit. So now let's go back into our function, and I'm going to say return URL dot match. So this one is a string, and I'm going to say, okay, if the URL matches this regex, I'm gonna get a value here, and I should get a value, or if it doesn't match, I'm gonna get null. So I'm gonna say return URL.match new regex of regex string is different than null. So if this one is different than null, then it's gonna match it. So we can see already we have true. Now let's put some more characters here. Users AAA, we get false. Okay, let's put a letter. Let's put a small letter. Let's put the dash character. Okay, we still get true. Now let's put a character we shouldn't be allowed to use. So let's put exclamation mark. We get false. That's correct. Let's put another slash at the end. That we get false. That's good. So this seems to work. Let's test it with another example. So I'm going to take this one and I'm going to take this one. We get false. That's correct. Let's take the final example from the left side and settings here. Okay, this looks good. So I think I'm confident enough to test our solution, and voila, it works. Cheers and see you in the next one.